Welcome to Weezy's Bitchin' Kitchen. What's on the menu today, you ask? Beats me. Beets! Get it? Beats me. So I'm going to make some roasted beets today. And I'm also going to just make some taties on the side. And then we got me some asparagus here. We're going to roast maybe some of these as well. And yeah, so I'm going to get crack-a-lack, and I got my gloves on because, you know, we don't want to have red hands. Someone's going to think you've had a mass murder at your house since I got to go out tomorrow. So let's get doing this. So these are very dirty beets, and I got me this little stainless steel cutting board. This guy here, he's small, but I love it. If I can get myself a nice big one, I would. Now I know I have these stainless steel cutting boards at restaurants because they clean up so easy. It's crazy. Doesn't leave a smell. I mean, you can do garlic and onions and then give it a wipe and boom, you could be cutting fruit after. It ain't gonna taste funky. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna get these all chopped up, give them a good wash, and I'm gonna peel them. And I'm going to put them in this bowl here and get a few seasonings. So today for seasonings, I'm looking at salt, pepper, and I'm going to use Celtic salt. And I have some fresh rosemary here, so I'm going to dabble some of that in there. Some garlic. And I'm kind of wanting to do like a balsamic one, you know, but my husband's not too keen on that flavor. So I may have to do like two different ones, you know. A plain Jane for him and a nice balsamic for me. So I'll be right back. I got to give these a wash. So I have them all cleaned up, and now I'm just going to chop them. And yeah, beets are so good for you. They're very high in antioxidants. They're great for the blood. They help rejuvenate the red blood cells in the body. Great for brain function as well. And yeah, they're such an earthy smell. Like when I was a kid, my mom would, well, back then she would buy the beets in the jar, and even then they're not as delicious as they are when you make them at home, but they were very earthy, and I didn't like the taste or the smell. I just felt smothered by the earthy smell. It was just weird. And I didn't eat beets for the longest time. And then I tried some beets with a whole different recipe, homemade beets. My mom started making homemade beets, and I still wouldn't eat them because my allergies were bad. I could not stand the smell. Therefore, that's a garbage one. So I never did eat them. But then finally I told myself, let's try these out, you know. And you know what? I love beets. I freaking love beets now. So yeah, you can implement them in your diet. What we do, like since it's going to be a pretty good batch here, we might just, you know, if you have any for leftovers, they're great on salad. Just make your salad as usual. Take your cold beets, and if you want to, I like to heat mine up just a little bit, just to get the coolness off, and then put them on the top of your salad. Throw in some sunflower seeds, maybe some pumpkin seeds for extra potassium, and those are great for parasites as well. And yeah, very delish. You can add them to very things. So I'm going to do a little half and half here. I'm going to make Dennis's half with just regular rosemary oil and the spices I talked about earlier. And with mine, I'm going to use the, I've got this date syrup. I'm going to implement some of that. Here we go. And I've got some balsamic vinegar. I'm going to put some of that in there. And I've also got a balsamic glaze, which is going to help thicken it a bit. So I'm going to kind of make my own concoction there. So I'm going to continue chopping, and I'll be right back. So I got all my beets done. Now we're going to add some of this balsamic vinegar. And of course, I don't measure. Why measure? Yeah, bullshit. That's what your eyeballs are for. I'm going to put some of this date syrup. Pure date syrup. Ever see that? Yeah, I've had it for a while. I used it for different things. Sometimes I use it for cooking. I guess I should give it a shake before. And yeah, maybe to make it a little thicker, you know. And there's my oven calling me. It's heated, preheated that is. Give it a good squirt. Woo! That shit gonna knock your socks off, Betsy. So first I'm gonna do the rosemary oil, which is, they say oil, but you know what? When you have Weezy's rosemary oil, this is what you use. I use this shit on everything. Yes, I make this in my honor rock. It makes everything taste delicious. I put it in salad dressings. I put it on chicken. I put it in stews, in soups. Put that shit on everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna get the oil in there, massage it good. Gonna add the garlic, the rosemary, pepper, and then the other half, I'm gonna put this in the on the you know, the cookie sheet. And then I'm going to add my half in the bowl here. And yeah, start over. Check this out. Oops, sorry. Look how easy that was to clean. I just ran it under the water and all the beet juice is gone. People, you gotta get yourself a stainless steel cutting board. God, I wish I had a link for you, you know? It's Timu, you know. Just a sec, we're gonna get things rolling on the other end. So, now I'm doing the rosemary in my cute little fancy little cutting board with my little blade. Double blade. Love this thing. I was chopping it on my other board, but to no avail because the surface is too flat. So, this one's here, it's concave. And yeah, this all the herbs stay on the inside. This is curved perfectly for chopping. I love this little tool. Me and my gadgets. Gotta have gadgets, make life easy. Just be careful you don't slice your finger off. So now I'm gonna pour this in here. Give this a good mash up. I got my parchment paper on the other side and my oven's preheated, so I'm gonna do this here. So half for Den Den and the other half for me. So here we go. I'm gonna go put that over there. Hang on a second. So I got everything chopped up and I got Dennis's on the left, a spat of guys on the middle, and then my stuff on the other side. Just a sec. So you can see mine are a little shinier and I got a little bit extra because I love my beets. And then the asparagus is just rosemary oil, salt and pepper, and then these are his, just the oil, rosemary, garlic, and salt and pepper. So I'm going to pop these in the oven. It should take about 30 minutes and I'll check them halfway, and then by then my asparagus might be done as well, so those will come out first. So yeah, stay tuned. So they're all done, and now what I decided to do was toast some almonds, some pecans, so I can toss that in with the beets, and then I'm going to put some feta cheese in there too. And over here, this is a little tidbit that you could do, a little trick. When everything else is done and you want to just keep things warm, I wrapped up my asparagus in here with a little bit of parchment paper, wrapped it in foil so that it could stay nice and warm, and it was just a tiny bit crunchy, to put that much, So I let it sit there for a little bit. Meanwhile, we got the ham cooking, and I cooked in this, and this is bacon grease. So yeah, instead of always using oil and butter, so I put some bacon grease in there since it is ham anyways. Then I'm going to fry up some of these nice onions, and these little onions here are going to go in my mashed potatoes. I'm not sure if you've done this before. When you mash your potatoes, I always add some salt, of course, while you're cooking them, and when you mash them, because, you know, you got to add the good stuff. Here's a tidbit. I sometimes, well, a lot of times, instead of using milk, because I don't use a lot of milk, but I will use sour cream, the full fat stuff, and you put that right in there with your mashed potatoes. It gives it a nice flavor, and yeah, you can still add your butter if you'd like. And then what I'll do is I'll throw those onions in there, and it gives it a really nice little crunch to it, a little flavor. Throw some pepper in there. So it has, yes, it does have a little bit of a sour taste to it, but it's sour cream. Like, it's very delicious. And it's also good when you have like leftover potatoes to warm up. You grate some cheese, you fry that up on the side, crispy on both sides, and then you have yourself like a dippy egg. Beautiful. So yeah, so that's what's cooking in my kitchen. We're gonna have a little bon appetit now, so we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.